iFactor Consulting has a plugin for the Smallworld GIS system called Web Maps Connector, and we are enabling an ever-increasing list of cloud-based data vendors. So we have Bing, Google. In Thailand we have Longdo. In Australia we have Nearmap. We have OpenStreetMap, MapQuest, Open Data Sources, and for customers that are subscribers to ArcGIS Online, we also enable data there as well. We're also adding Digital Globe, WeatherBug, Spatial Stream, and NavTech. So when we show this to customers, they'll look at it and they'll say, yes, this is very nice, but I can see that the data that you have is not as current as what we have. Can we expose our data? And what I want to show in this demonstration today is how you can do that, especially if you have MrSid files. So in this example we've gone to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the USA, and a prospective customer there will say, we have MrSid data. In this case I've just taken a subset here, but we have 3 MrSid files. You could conceivably have hundreds. How do we view that in Smallworld? Well, one option is to use the Smallworld MrSid SOM. Depending on how many tiles you have, you may not want to deal with loading them in for each client. So another option we've discovered is the here we go, Express Server by LizardTech. Now LizardTech is the same company that makes the MrSid format and all the tools for interacting with the MrSid files. They also have an Express Server product that works pretty much as follows. So here's a diagram. Inside this big box is the corporate firewall, and if you have Web Maps Connector, you can obviously connect to all the cloud and get all sorts of data from the different data vendors. But if you have MrSid files sitting on a file server somewhere, you can just as easily implement LizardTech's Express Server as a component on your IIS or Apache web server, and that Express Server is set up to read catalogs, and all that catalogs are lists of or directories of MrSid files. So there is an Express Server catalog. So you can set those up, and then we can go to Web Maps Connector and say we want to view Pennsylvania data from 2006. It could be just it could be more recent data if you had access to that. So if we zoom in, you can see that it all lines up really nicely. Again, on the fly, Express Server is getting requests for certain pixel bounds, and then it is going to the Express Server, finding the appropriate MrSid files using a spatial index scheme, and just sending the required stuff. So it handles the overlaying of MrSid files. So let's say you have the data here and you want to then show other data on top of it. We can turn on NavTech. Road transparency. What we do first, we get Bing Map, then we get the MrSid data, and then NavTech gets overlaid over that. Very, very nice there. So we'll just refresh it with a different layer. So you can see it's very flexible. If you have new MrSid data that you want to add, you just drop it into that folder, into the Express Server catalog folder, and you're good to go. If you ever want to look at the data, you can, we have a canvas comparison tool. Turn off the Pennsylvania data, refresh, and now we can look to see so the stuff kind of the top left is MrSid data, and the bottom right is the Bing data. You could use this tool to kind of compare what's changed and make sure you have the most recent data. That's all there is.